Namaste. Dear students, welcome to today's political science lesson on Indian Constitution. Perhaps all of you are aware of Indian Constitution. Let us understand first what is a constitution. What are the inputs that is available in the constitution? Dear children, if you want to understand what is constitution, I have to explain to you certain rules and regulations available in the games. You are fully aware of so many games, isn't it? Say for example, football, volleyball, cricket, hockey, so on and so forth. Let me explain to you about football game. You all know, children, while playing football game, if the ball touches the arm of any player except the goalkeeper, it is considered as foul, isn't it? Yes, you know this. Likewise, there are so many other games which involves lot of rules and regulations. Children, these rules and regulations are known as constitutive rules. Let me repeat, this is known as constitutive rules. What do you mean by constitutive rules? It is nothing but compulsory rules. There is another technical word for this. Constitutive rules are mandatory. Mandatory means compulsory. Without these rules and regulations, the game cannot be played and the game will have no meaning. So, that means you have understood now, constitutive rules are nothing but games, rules and regulations. How many players must be there in each game? What are the rules, regulations? What is the concept of foul? All those things will have to be practiced, and this is called constitutive rules. Dear children, in any society, including our society, we have what is known as constitutive rules or constitutive principles. For example, any constitution for the matter or any society for the matter has certain set rules, regulations, how the citizens should behave, how they should not behave. All these things are part and parcel of constitutive rules. These constitutive rules in olden days, they used to understand and accept and practice that in everyday life. But today, in the present context, these constitutive rules are available in written form. The things that are available in written form in a detailed way is normally we call it as constitution. I know, children, you were able to understand that constitutive rules is part and parcel of any constitution. Constitution, as all of you are aware of it, it gives guidelines, it helps us how to behave and how to respect the views of others, how to manage the available resources, so on and so forth. Dear children, you are still very young, but still you are very intelligent students. See, ours is a democracy. If someone asks you, what is the political philosophy of India? I think you are all thinking now, I can understand. Political philosophy of India is democracy. You all know what is democracy. It is for the people, by the people, and then through democratic principles, our views are heard, and then society will be functioning in a very good understanding way between and among the people. Constitution gives the framework how we should behave, what are the fundamental rights we must practice, and also Constitution puts us on the track. You all know, children, when the train is on the track, it goes smoothly. If it is derailed, then it falls. In the same way, people should accept the Constitution and follow that. For example, Indian Constitution, it gives lot of importance to democratic principles, democratic ideas. If you take the government, take the public life, take the school life, university life, at any instance, for example, we give lot of importance to democracy. Democracy, if you want to maintain it properly, people must be alert. If we are not alert, then democracy may not be there. In this connection, I would like to quote what Dr. S. Radhakrishnan has said, the former President of India and also a great teacher, as all of you are aware of it. He says, deaf government and dumb people do not make democracy. Yes, if the government is deaf, people are dumb, then democracy cannot survive. We must be always alert. This is possible through the Constitution. Democracy and our Constitution are just like two faces of the same coin. If you want to behave, how to behave? Constitution guides us. Constitution gives the framework, and Constitution is in the written form. Therefore, if there is any violation of anything, you can just go back to Constitution, see that and rectify it. So, that way Constitution, once again I have to tell you, dear children, is nothing but a framework where rules, regulations, ideals, adarsha, ideals, all these things are available in the Constitution. So, if someone asks you, oh, you are in 8th class, can you tell us what is Constitution? Then immediately you should say, Constitution is nothing but a framework made up of constitutive rules, regulations and other things. So, this is what you have to say if there is a question on Constitution. Dear students, now I would like to introduce a term known as monarchy. And also I would like to compare monarchy with democracy. What do you mean by monarchy? For example, the Nepal, which is bordering our country India, had, not now, had monarchy. The king of Nepal, whatever he takes the decision will have to be followed without questioning. Monarchy is nothing but rule by one person, that is the emperor or king. It is quite different from democracy. In democracy, it is the people who elect their representatives to the assembly, to the parliament, even to the local bodies. So, what is the difference between monarchy and democracy? If the king takes decisions which are against the common people, then people will suffer. That is the reason why monarchy, when it was there, people started questioning the king, and there was lot of procession taken out to protest against the monarchy, that is the king's decisions. And finally, there was lot of problems in Nepal because people did not like that, and finally in 2007 monarchy was replaced by democracy. I would like to tell you one more thing here, dear children. When there was monarchy, there was an official religion in Nepal, that is Hinduism. In the entire world, only in Nepal Hinduism was there as the official religion. You know, this is technically called as theocratic state. Let me repeat, this is known as theocratic state. Theocratic states are those where there will be one official religion. Take for example, all the Islamic countries are theocratic countries because their official religion is Islam. But democracy, no. Take for example, Indian democracy. Ours is secular state, secular country, where we give importance to all religions. There is nothing like this is better, that is, no comparison at all. Equal respect to all religions. But in monarchy or in any theocratic countries or states, it is not like that. So, after a lot of people's fight, monarchy was taken out, then democracy has come to Nepal. Now, why democracy is being so popular in the entire world? You all know, only in democracy we can express our views, you can feel free, you can think openly, and thereby you have a better chance of developing and progressing. So, if anyone asks you what is the difference between monarchy and democracy, you should say, in monarchy the king is the supreme, whatever he says or she says that should be followed, but in democracy it is the people's government. So, this is how you have to answer when there is such a question. Dear students, let us discuss now what is the role of constitution in democracy. You all know, in democracy people elect their leaders with the hope that they will exercise their powers in a meaningful way which will help the people, isn't it? The main purpose of electing leaders is they will look after us, they will listen to our words, they will protect our interests, so on and so forth. Otherwise, why we should elect such leaders? But all said and done, there are some leaders who misuse their powers. You know, children, if leaders were to misuse their powers, it results in gross injustice, which is not good, and Constitution comes to our rescue. Constitution in such situations comes to our safety. I would like to explain this with the help of a classroom situation. You will be seeing on the screen storyboard number 1. This is a school classroom situation. In that particular class, Suresh is the monitor, but he is always bullying and threatening classmates, and most of the classmates doesn't like him, they are not fond of him. The teacher who is there in the class wants to go to attend to an urgent work, and she asks Suresh, please mind your class, that means look after your class. When once the teacher leaves, then he starts playing his bullying nature. He selects one Anil, you can see in that picture, and says, today I will going to report about you to the teacher. And he asks, what have I done? What have I done? Because he has not done anything, but he takes a type of revenge. And after some time the teacher comes back to the class. When she comes back to the class, Suresh deliberately tells the class teacher, ma'am, this Anil, when you left the classroom, he was shouting and he was disturbing the entire classroom. And he says, I have not done anything, I have not done anything. But still the teacher says to Anil, you should not behave like that. You stay back after the school hours and give it in writing 100 times that I will obey the monitor's orders. I will obey the monitor's orders like that. But the poor Anil, he says, what have I done? I have not done anything wrong. So, this is the situation. This clearly indicates that we should not make any kind of discrimination. All are important. You cannot take revenge on anybody, classmates. There are some leaders who are like that. Constitution comes to our rescue in such a situation. How? In the Constitution, there is a fundamental right which I am going to explain to you in a detailed way afterwards. It says there should be no discrimination against anybody in terms of religion, caste, race, sex and place of birth. So, you should understand this, children. So, there is no room for discrimination in democracy. This is one storyboard. It gives us lot of questions which you will have to think. Let me move to storyboard second or storyboard 2. Our Constitution gives us guarantee and also provides us safety measures. In this storyboard second or 2, boys and girls are there in that particular school, and this is the game time. The question is, what type of game one should play? The girls say, we will play basketball. The boys say, no, we will play cricket. And finally, what happens? The teacher signals the boys, you go ahead with the game. And the girls are little unhappy. Oh, what is this? Boys are more in number, therefore, we have to just listen to them like that. This is not correct. Some girls speak to themselves, madam should have taken appropriate decision so that our views are also taken into consideration like that. So, what I am trying to impress upon you students is, there cannot be what is known as dominant group versus less dominant group. In our society, lot of dominant groups are there, they try to exploit the group of people who does not have much powers. That should not be done. In any school or in our society, all are equal. No one should be discriminated, no one should feel that he or she belongs to dominant group and others does not belong to dominant group like that. This is not correct. See, for example, there is a saying, inter-community domination. What is the meaning of inter-community domination? That means, between the communities there will be always fight. So, Constitution comes to our rescue. There is another technical word, intra-community domination. Within the same community, influential community members will dominate others within their community, that is called intra-community domination. All these things are not allowed in democracy, and our Constitution will not give any room for such activities. Therefore, this dominant group versus less dominant group, this type of things should not be there. All are equal, equal chance must be given especially in democracy, our constitution stands firmly and says all must be treated equal. The third significant situation is save us from ourselves. In our text, it is very nicely explained with the help of storyboard 3. Shabnam, a student, she is in a fix what to do, what not to do. She has a test the very next day, at the same time, and she has to cover 2 chapters. She is supposed to revise the 2 chapters for preparing to the test. Now, at the same time, she has to see her favorite TV serial. There are 2 things. One is her class examination and the TV program. Which one to be selected? She is in a dilemma, to be or not to be. Suppose she is bent on seeing the TV program because it is her favorite program. Then what happens? She has no time to revise the 2 chapters to prepare for the test. And she is sitting very sad in the house. The mother of Shabnam asks her, Shabnam, why are you looking so worried? The Shabnam replies, I want to see the TV program, but tomorrow I have a test. If all of you want to see the TV program, I too want to see the TV program. And she gives a pause and says, all right, I have an idea. If none of you watch the TV program, I will also not watch the TV program. Like this, she replies. And finally, what happens? She will not see the TV program and she prepares for the test in a meaningful way. Now, this situation tells us that which is important. You have to decide what is important and how we can save ourselves from such complex situations. So, this is the beauty of the storyboard 3. See, everyone has to take decision, young or old or anybody for the matter. So, this storyboard tells us in a complex situation like that, when you are in a fix, how to take a right kind of decision. Children, these 3 storyboards are nothing but complex situations for which our constitution gives a safety measures. Students, let us summarize what we have learned in today's class. Point number 1, constitution is needed to run a democratic form of government in a successful way. Constitutive rules or principles are part of constitution. India has embraced democracy as its political philosophy, and you were able to understand what is the difference between monarchy and democracy. What are the advantages of democracy? The 3 complex situations, storyboards, you were able to appreciate how our constitution saves us from such complex situations. These are the things we were able to understand in today's class. Students, let me give you some exercise work, homework. Question number 1, why does a democratic country need a constitution? The second question, what will happen if there are no checks on the power of elected representatives? Children, use your own words to answer this, and then you discuss with your classmates and show it to your teacher. Would that be all right? Thank you.